feelings. And what, monks, is the gratification in the case of feelings? Here, monks, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states. What are unwholesome states?
Unwholesome states, greed, hatred, and delusion.
Those are part of the unwholesome states.
Five unwholesome states. Oh, restlessness and doubt.
Restlessness and sloth and torpor and doubt. Delusion is always the taking of the greed and the hatred personally. It's always the belief that this is me, this is mine, this is who I am. Now, the importance of the hindrances can't be overstated, because that's where all of our attachments are. That's where all of our concepts come from. It's from the hindrances. Our likes, our dislikes, our ideas about the world come from having the hindrances arise. And what you do in the present moment with the hindrance dictates what happens in the future. Now, you said you were sitting for 3 hours today and the last half hour was tough. Why? Because a hindrance arose. No doubt about it.
And equanimity wasn't arising. Wasn't strong enough.
Well, but the thing is, we have to learn to have the perspective with the hindrances when they arise. The perspective is, it's okay for that to be there. It's not mine. Relax and let it be there. Relax and come back to your object of meditation. Even though you don't feel the equanimity, you still come back to it. Or if you can't have equanimity arise at all, start back at the metta. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Whatever is easiest. Use your object of meditation wisely. And the thing that makes the hindrance such a devastating thing is because we identify so strongly with it. We don't see it as being impersonal at all. We see it as being, this is me, this is mine. Oh man, I wish this stuff had stopped bothering me.
Do you think that pain is the strongest one of them all? The feeling of pain is the...
No, it's a restlessness.
The restlessness.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's the strongest.
But the thing is, it doesn't just come up one hindrance at a time. They like to gang up. So you have pain, and you have restlessness, and you have dislike of the restlessness, and dislike of the pain. And you're identifying with all of them. So, what to do? The fastest way to change your perspective is to laugh at how caught up you become. It sounds odd, and I know that there's an awful lot of, quote, Buddhist teachers that don't really like that idea. But the faster you can change your perspective and see it for what it really is, it's only this feeling and it's okay, it has to be. That's how you get your balance back. Because when it comes in, it really knocks you for a loop. It pulls you away. It stops you from meditating. And it makes your mind and body both suffer a lot. But as you learn to lovingly accept, as you keep on relaxing into, and seeing it for what it is. It is a feeling. That's true. It is an unpleasant feeling. It's painful. That's true. Okay. It's a painful feeling. It's going to change. It's not my feeling. I didn't ask it to come up. I can't make it go away. The only thing we can do is allow it to be. That's where you develop your equanimity even stronger. Even when the unacceptable arises.
Well, we have this delusion that we think we can.
That's right. Yeah, and that's our old habitual tendency. And we have a tendency to want to think our feeling away. And feelings are one thing and thoughts are something else completely. They're different. Feeling, then there's craving, and then there's thoughts. Clinging. They're not the same. Learning how to lovingly accept whatever arises even when it is painful. Even when it is completely unsatisfactory. I was having a conversation the other day with KK, and I said, remember there are many definitions of dukkha. And one definition of dukkha that I kind of like, du means the lack of. Ka is the, what do you call it? The root word for patience. Khanti. So lack of patience. That is dukkha. And that's what happens when we have especially physical sensation of pain arise. We lose patience with it immediately and then try to fight it and try to control it and try to make it be the way we want it to be. And it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the physical sensation. It's just our take on it. And it's the same that happens with mental sensations, emotions, sadness, anger, dissatisfaction, whatever it happens to be. We like to think that we can control whatever arises and take care of it. But we can't. It doesn't work. We only set ourselves up for more and more suffering and more pain. And more lack of patience. So, the hindrances are your teacher. Because they're showing you exactly what you're doing. They're showing you exactly, in the present moment, exactly what you do whenever this kind of thing arises, or that kind of thing arises. Need to learn how to change your perspective. And the fastest way is to have joy arise. Start laughing at yourself for being so serious. Because this is here. It changes the hindrance from I am that to it's only that. And with that change of perspective, you are following the Eightfold Path. Right in that very moment. You've changed your thoughts about it. You've changed your communication with it. You've changed your movements. mind movements. You've changed your practice and your effort and your energy. You've changed the way that you observe. And you change the emergency in your mind into calmness. That's the Eightfold Path. And you do that all by laughing. Having joy come up that puts everything in balance. It's only this, no big deal. Okay. Here monks, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome state, a monk enters upon and abides in the first jhana, which is accompanied by thinking and examining thought with joy and pleasure born of seclusion. On such an occasion he does not choose for his own affliction, or for another's affliction, or for the affliction of both. On that occasion he feels only feeling that is free from affliction. The highest gratification in the case of feeling is a freedom from affliction. Why is joy so important? I say, again, with the stilling of thinking and examining thought, a monk enters upon and abides in the second jhana. With the fading away as well of joy, he enters upon and abides in the third jhana. With the abandoning of pleasure and pain, he enters upon and abides in the fourth jhana. On such an occasion he does not choose for his own affliction, or for another's affliction, or for the affliction of both. On that occasion he feels only feeling that is free from affliction.
Can you elaborate on that? I mean,
well, you remember that chart that I made that had the 5 aggregates and the 4 foundations of mindfulness and the hindrances right underneath that?
mm-hmm.
And I told you that this was an amazing healing, or an amazing awareness chart.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 5 aggregates and the 4 foundations of mindfulness are basically the same thing. And it says that in Majjhima Nikaya. When your mindfulness begins to waver, becomes weak, your attention for one reason or another starts to slip. As soon as it does that, you are no longer in the jhana, and you are caught by a hindrance, whatever the catch of the day happens to be.
Yeah, but why do we choose those afflictions?
Well, the word affliction means causing pain, causing dissatisfaction, causing a lot of mind movement. When you're afflicted with something, you're not solid, you're not stable, you're not at ease.
And so the words were,
on that occasion he feels only feeling that is free from affliction.
right, but before that about...
Okay, let me go back. On that occasion he does not choose for his own affliction. You're not causing problems for yourself. You're not causing problems for someone else. And you're not causing problems for both. That means yourself or anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's volition, right?
No. You don't ask that feeling to come up. There's nothing to do with volition about it. That feeling, you don't choose.
He does not choose for his own affliction.
No. The feeling arises when you're in the jhana. You don't choose for that feeling to arise, but the truth is it arises by itself. Because the conditions are right. Because you've used your volition to a point that you keep on letting go and relaxing, and then finally everything takes off by itself. Right. There's no more volition there, it's just an automatic.
But then when a feeling comes up...
Well, they're talking about the feeling that comes up while you're in the jhanas.
Right, and then, so starting with the second jhana, the words are...
And again, well, they go through the second, third, and the fourth.
Right.
On such an occasion, he does not choose for his own affliction.
Right, but right, the sentence right before that.
With the abandoning of pleasure and pain, he enters upon and abides in the fourth jhana.
Right.
On such an occasion, he does not choose for the affliction, his own affliction, or for another's affliction, or for the affliction of both. On that occasion, he feels only feeling that is free from affliction. Bhante, what is the Pali word for affliction? Let's go to section number 32, page 184.
That's waivers.
Yes.
But to say at that
point... Well, but it's a choose to afflict. To cause other people pain? Or
I thought people had
it says here, affect, bother, distress, weaken, enfeeble, debilitate. Affliction is hardship, misery, misfortune.
hardship, illness, infirmity.
I think cause hardship would be a better than affliction.
The word suffering is here in the thesaurus too.
Yeah.
So
we can say it this way. Yeah. While you're in a jhana, you do not choose to cause hardship to yourself, or hardship to someone else, or hardship to either you or someone else.
So the meaning of that passage is while you're in that fourth jhana.
While you're in any of the jhanas,
right.
You do not cause any hardship to anyone.
Right. That's the meaning of that.
That's it.
Oh, it wasn't so clear from the wording to me.
Well, I'm glad we did this. On that occasion, he feels a feeling that is free from hardship. The highest gratification in the case of feeling is freedom from hardship, I say.
Definitely, if you're in a jhana, you certainly don't have hardship.
Right, but hardship is a better word in this instance.
Affliction is kind of a strange word.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And what, monks, is the danger in the case of feelings? Feelings are impermanent, suffering, and subject to change. This is the danger in the case of feelings. And what, monks, is the escape in the case of feelings? It is the removal of desire and lust, the abandonment of desire and lust for feelings. This is the escape in the case of feelings. That those recluses and Brahmins who do not understand as it actually is the gratification as gratification, the danger as danger, and the escape as escape, in the case of feelings, can neither themselves fully understand feelings nor instruct another so that he can fully understand feelings. That is impossible. That those recluses and Brahmins who understand as it actually is, the gratification is gratification, the danger as danger, and the escape as escape in the case of feelings, can either themselves fully understand feelings or instruct another so that they can fully understand feelings. That is possible. That is what the Blessed One said. The bhikkhus were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words.
And Tathagata said, affliction is dukkha.
Yes, yes. Affliction is dukkha. But for this particular thing, it really feels a lot better that it says hardship. It kind of pulls everything together a little bit better. So the word hardship is part of dukkha, but it's better than saying affliction. Okay, here you go. Monks, one shall here and now make an end of suffering by abandoning the underlying tendency for lust, for pleasant feeling, by abolishing the underlying tendency to aversion towards painful feeling, by extirpating the underlying tendency to ignorance. Okay, then let's share some merit. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation.